Hi, this is Hart, and we're going to start a new fundraising campaign. And this fundraising campaign is going to be fun for many of you. One of the things that we want to do now is create what we're calling angel bags. And we want to customize the bags as much as we can. And in these bags, we're going to include products that for now are going to be what we have. And in the future, hopefully volunteers will help make kits. Maybe people in Etsy will want to, who are Etsy sellers, may want to advertise their content or their page by donating 20, 10, or however many they want to donate to go into the bags. And here's what the bag is going to look like. This is a 10 by 13 bag. It's not always going to have owls on it. I usually do a poly bag for the hardest. This is the size I use for hardest. The only difference is you will have a little less than hardest's. It will cost $25 per bag. That includes shipping. And I will fill what's in here. These are the drawstrings I have for this month. I'm willing to do up to 50. As we get bigger and get into a rhythm, we can do more once we have donations of things to go in here. I don't want it to take away from the stuff for the hardists, but I believe this is a great opportunity for folks to participate. To give you an idea of the things that are going to go into the bag, I'm going to go through the questionnaire for anyone who would like to sign up. And you can sign up down below by putting in quotations me. You can send me an email. My email link is down below. It's help@disabledartists.org. It will be the first 50 people in any one of these areas. I will post a link on my Facebook page that's under Cares Angels. I'll put a link for that down below as well, and you can say me there instead of here. I will juggle all of those. Once we get near 50, I'm going to say all stop. And then I'll go to just one area and allow people to say me there. So inside of it, let's talk about it. There are 3 different categories: paper, painting, and jewelry that we have for the hardest. Plus we often get things that fall into other categories outside of those. An example would be like clay. So if I make an agreement with Sculpey and Sculpey says, I'm willing to donate 10 boxes towards your package because we have a new product coming out, think of it like that. Or think of it like an Ipsy bag for artists, but better, because I want it to be cute and I want the stuff inside to often be kits. So if you're doing something on the fly, or maybe you even have a disability and you don't qualify financially, this is kind of like getting a hardest kit upgraded, right? So it'll be fewer things, but upgraded items, if that makes sense. Let's go back to this. So on here, you can also use the margins to write extra little information about yourself. Let's talk about favorites. You give us a sense of who you are. This is on page 2. Color, patterns you like. So let's say you like flower patterns, you like paisley. Instead of using the word pattern, you could actually just say, I'm a steampunk kind of person. That kind of thing, that's helpful for me. Doesn't mean you're always going to get those things. It just means that when my eye moves around the page of information, I can select items that suit you. Style. So if you're a shabby chic person, or if you are eclectic, you want to be all over the map. Maybe you're super blingy and you just want to call your style blingy. I'll look at this word first, whatever you consider your style, before I look at what goes in your kits. But that doesn't mean, again, it doesn't mean that everything that falls under your style will be the only thing you ever get in your kits, because I'm a fan of stretching outside of your comfort zone, and that's what I want these packages to help encourage. What are some of your favorite things to create? So one of my favorite things to create is junk journals. And so if it was me filling this out, I would say junk journals. I would say color blue. Pattern, I kind of like a variety, so I would just put the word variety. And for style, these days I would almost have to say urban. I have no idea. Steampunk maybe. I change it up so much, so I really don't know. So I would really struggle in answering style. More likely, I would just say less girly. right? So then I would get a sense, I would give the person a sense of what they're filling out. So besides kits, what types of supplies interest you, right? So this helps us pack your packages. So if you don't circle it, I'm probably not going to include it unless it's a part of a kit. So for instance, let's say on here it says cards, right? So I personally like to use blank note cards or greeting cards and things like that in my art style. So, you know, I cut them apart, I use them, I paint over them, I reverse collage them. I just like the texture of cards and using cards as a form in my art. So I would circle that. I don't do a whole lot of jewelry, so I wouldn't circle jewelry or broken beads. I'm addicted to paper, so I definitely would circle paper. I would circle acrylic paint. I might not circle watercolor paint. I would circle stickers, but I put a little note next to my circle that says rare. Adhesives and glue, I wouldn't circle that because I tend to buy my favorites. Fabric, I would circle that because I love to experiment and play with paper and fabric. Mixed media textures, yes, I would circle that because I like to see other people's ideas. Stencils, not so much. I buy them, I don't really use it, so I wouldn't circle them. Books, yes, I love upcycling books, so I would circle that. And remember that if I have books inside of someone's package, they'll be carefully selected books. So, for instance, if someone wants to circle books and just put vintage, then I would know that they really only want vintage books. But if they circle books and they say tutorial, then I'd know they only want tutorial. Or if they just generally circle books, then it'd just be random. Booksmithing supplies, like do you need an awl? Do you need, what do we call this? Wax thread. I always have this near me. Wax thread, other types of booksmithing supplies. You can just circle it or you can tell me things you're interested in. Maps, stamps, dies, napkins, duct tape, washi tape, punches, jewelry findings, canvas, office supplies, and other. What is this? This is when I put your kit or 2 or 3 in the bag of things to make, and then I have extra room. These are the things that are going to fill the extra room. Or if I don't have a lot of kits on stash, these are the things that are going to be in your bag. So they'll fall into these categories, painting, paper, and jewelry categories. And if you have any kit ideas of what you'd like to see come in these packages, that would be cool. So if you have kit ideas and you say, ooh, I'd love to see, card making kit is the obvious one for me. But maybe you want to see mixed media kits or boho bead kits or things like that, then your kit ideas will help inspire me for other people's bags as well. I look forward to that. And again, this is page 2 I'm going through first. Add anything else you want us to know about you, including other crafts, not in our categories or limitations you may have. So, like I said, some of the people who are signing up for these kits may also be disabled. So I will need to know if you have some limitation. For instance, we have a disabled artist who can't use pokey tools or sharp objects. It is your responsibility to tell me the things that you cannot have. So if I have some company willing to donate awesome X-Acto knives, that's a box cutter, but you get what I'm saying. If I have a company who's willing to donate that down the road, I'll need to know you can't have that kind of thing, okay? Also, what kind of major paper craft supplies do you, and I give you categories here, this is important. Do you use them? Put a U. Do you have them? Put an H. Do you want them? Put a W. If you don't want them, please put an X. And that's true on this area and down here, right? So, let's say, I'm going to answer this for myself with you guys to help you understand how to go through this questionnaire. Number 1, I have an eyelet setter, but I definitely use it, okay? So sometimes we have things we don't really use. So I would put a U here for eyelet setter. Craft mat, as you can see on my desk, I use it all the time. Scoreboard, I have it. I don't really use it hardly at all. Sewing machine, I have it, but it's so hard for my migraine to deal with the sewing machine. So I have it. I don't use it often, but I do occasionally use it. But I didn't put an occasional on here. I would just put an H. The reason this matters to me is if I see somebody has an H for sewing machine, means if I have a lot of fabric, they might get some. But if I have a limited amount of fabric, then I'll give fabric to the people who say they use it. So that's how I want you to answer it, based on how you want us to send you things. Do you have a printer? Holy smackajanolies, I need a giant U for that one. So I use my printer a lot. Paper trimmer, holy smackajanolies, I use that one a lot too. And whatever big tools you also have. So for instance, people that I know have a scan and cut or other fantastic tools. Maybe you have a 3D printer. What are these big tools that you have? We would like to know that, because then if we get one-off donations from companies and learn that other people have these tools, this will help us as well. We're going to turn this into a spreadsheet for ourselves to make it easy for us to use for folks. Now, here's a question that comes up on occasion. We absolutely do not discriminate, but we do get donations and we do get things that are sent to us that are religious in nature. So I'm going to ask if you have a religious preference. Are you Christian, Muslim, Hindu, fall under some other category? Then write down whatever your other category is. Or you may be one of those things, or you may not be one of those things, and you just circle, do not include in my package any religious objects, right? So if a pen set says Bible journaling markers, I will not give that to someone who circles do not include in my package, even though it's markers. Or maybe I have someone who donated a bunch of wooden crosses. I wouldn't put those in if someone circles Hindu. Does that make sense? So that type of thing, or whatever their other category is. And I do love the study of understanding other religions. So if you put other and I'm not aware of it, then I will go look it up and learn a little and maybe explore a little. And then if you write in here from any, because you're also open-minded and you want to learn and you want to see stuff from other religions, then I'm happy to put, random stuff. It doesn't happen often though, so just to let you guys know that. Painting. If you are in the painting category and you like painting things, then I need to know, again, answer it with U, H, W, or X. Do you use your brushes? Do you, circle acrylic, watercolor, oil, or what you use in there? Or do you use a variety in the painting category? And then in notes, maybe you're a mixed media artist and you want to let me know that. Then I know that textures are something that really matter to you. And I'll think about music paper and backgrounds and things like that when I'm packing your kit, Jewelry and tools. Do you have pliers? Do you have round? Do you have flat? Do you have a wire cutter? What other jewelry tools? I don't know a lot about jewelry, so maybe there's other tools that you have. I rarely get findings donated, so don't really expect a whole lot of jewelry, because I do prioritize jewelry to the hardest. Or if somebody is filling out this category, and I'm going to go over on page 2 real quick. If somebody only circles jewelry and doesn't circle paper and painting at all, then your kit is probably not going to be this big, because jewelry is a lot more expensive for me. So I will select smaller bags that will be 6x9 bags with jewelry supplies. And so if you only select jewelry, your bag will be smaller. It'll be a 6x9 bag. But if you do a mixture of jewelry and paper, jewelry and painting, paper and painting, paper and painting and jewelry, however you want to do it, you can check off any one of the 3 or multiple. And if it's more than just jewelry, it'll be the big bag. If it's just jewelry, it'll be a 6x9 bag. And yeah, hopefully that helps you guys. Let's talk about the bag for a second. I also am looking for volunteers who are going to make bags that fit inside of my 10x13. I will use what I have until I have donations. This is a drawstring bag, which is pretty cool. You can reuse it in your supplies. You can use it as a gift bag. I took the idea from Etsy on how I love their bags. But for now, this is what this bag looks like, and you can repurpose it. I just love burlap, personally. But you can repurpose this bag in any way you want, because it will be yours. It will be filled as much as I can with the items that make sense at $25. So don't order it for $25 and expect to get $200 in supplies. And if you have a YouTube channel, and you open my bag on your YouTube channel, just like some people open their art boxes on their channel, or their makeup boxes, or whatever it is they order on those things, please, please, please send me a link. in some way, shape, or form of your unboxing, because I would love to share the unboxing with others, because everybody's is going to be different. And so, I mean, I don't have things on here like buttons, but when I have a big order of buttons that I've come across, or donations of paint from somewhere I've come across, or whatever it is that we've come across, these kinds of things will make their way into your bag, and it might surprise people who have only seen the questionnaire. So I do look forward to that as well. With that said, ding! It's time for you guys to go me, because like I said, I'm maxing it out at 50. We have 61 Hartists today that we need to continue to fund, and you know that number is going to grow because it's grown by 20 in a couple of months. So we've had a few months, I guess I'd say. So we've had a 50% growth in the number of Hartists we've had in just the last few months, and I expect it to continue to go in clusters, right? So we'll have the same number for a little bit, and boom, we'll have that number again. So one last thing, you can see that it's a 10 by 13 bag. So don't expect to see paper pads that are 12 by 12, but you will probably see 8.5 by 11, or project kits, or junk journal kits might be something that's a lot of, I didn't put it as a specific area, but if you write the word junk journal anywhere on here, I love making those up, and I have other people I know who love making those up. And so would love to send things like that, or whatever you're thinking. So maybe golden book kits. Please give me your kit ideas below. And if you give me your kit ideas below and you don't want them, but you just want to give me the idea, make a note of that too. So either way, however you fill this out, use it as a form of keeping us informed. And like I said, it's a first come, first serve. It'll only be 50 people, and it may actually go kind of quick. We've had some interest already, which is why I'm releasing this video on how it works. Love and hugs, everyone. Thank you for helping us help others. Disabled Artist Foundation. I'm Hart, and I'm the chairman of the board. Take care.